So, welcome back. Welcome back to this week's episode. Thank you very, very much for all your kind words of encouragement on my last video. Much appreciated. And I've had a very, very busy week. I headed up with my sister to Manchester in England to surprise one of my nephews that I was living here and that I was here. And that was a lovely, lovely weekend. And I like Manchester. I like a city environment. So that was great. The journey from here to there was about 4 hours, and my sister drove that whole thing. And then on the way back, we came through sort of the center of Wales, which was a nice diversion compared to the humdrum of the motorway, because that's just constant. So it was very, very good, and I'm going to put a clip of the actual meeting where my nephew realized that I was here. And I also, in this video, I'm going to discuss a little bit about Wales, what I've learned, and a little bit deeper into Bridgend, where I'm staying at the moment. So without further ado, let's roll.
Hello, son. Turn to your right. Turn to your right.
Oh my God. Hello. I'm just trying to cry.
So it's so interesting because as soon as the sun comes out, everyone goes out. And while I'm used to warmer climates, I've seen human beings in shorts at temperatures of 50 as long as the sun is out, and in some cases without the sun, because the climate can be unpredictable, so people rush outside. And I remember this from my time when I lived here many, many years ago. And the reason why I wanted to say again, or mention again, was that I have come here is because my sister is here. And I have two nephews, one of which has no idea that I'm here, but we're going to surprise him on Saturday. But I have a few, did some research, excuse this wobbling back and forth. I did some research on Wales and facts about where I'm staying in Bridgend. So I thought I would just go over them with you, because I have always found the more I know, the better, so to speak. So Wales itself is the size of New Hampshire. It's actually about 10% larger than New Hampshire. And it is the size of the country of the Netherlands, just across the water and on the continent. So it's not a large country. It's the smallest of those within Great Britain. Namely, that's England, Scotland, and Wales. So Wales is the smallest. I lived in Northern Ireland for many years, and that is part of the United Kingdom, and it truly is much, much smaller. And so the population of Wales is just over 3.1 million people, and there are seven cities, large cities in Wales, namely Cardiff, Swansea, Newport. The population of Bridgend is 145, nearly 146,000 people. So it's large enough, and like most cities, there's a center, and then there are the suburbs around it. The official language is English, but it's also Welsh. And the road signs are all in English and in Welsh, and they have their own dialect. My sister, who has been living here for over 20 years, she's quite good at pronunciation, and my two nephews, who were completely schooled here, they took the Welsh language in school and had to pass the Welsh language. And that's a way, I suppose, of keeping it alive. Let's see what else. Oh, Bridgend, the word in Welsh, means the end of the River Ogmore. And I am going to take you down to the River Ogmore because there's a really old bridge there from the 13th century, I think it is. So I find that very, very interesting. So I'm going to take you there with me as well. Bridgend itself is located between Cardiff, which is the capital, and Swansea. And so it's dead center. It's 20 miles each way. I've been to Swansea just a couple of weeks ago. I have speaking to a naturopath. I think that's what they call them, a natural healer. Terrible cough. Need to get rid of the cough. So rather than go to a doctor, because I've been there, done that, I'm going to a naturopath. So yeah, that's the location, and it is about 2 hours by train to London. My sister actually was in London a couple of weekends ago when I was by myself with Miss Evie. So and it's not a town or a city that you would commute to London. That's just too far. But I know that there are people that live in Cardiff that they commute, so into the Western mindset, I suppose, the commuting. But it is a very, very interesting state, a very, very interesting country. I have recently, aside from going down the coast when my sister collected me, we were up in Manchester and came down through the center of Wales. And I'll give you some more information about that later on. And just a bit of history about Wales. Take a sip of coffee. It's espresso, actually. Oh, it's very good. Do you like espresso? I like it, and I like it flat without sugar. So, historical information. Prehistoric burial grounds were found in Bridgend. Prehistoric meaning before Roman times. So this place is old, and it's got history, and that's really what I like. I like knowing the substance of a place. During World War II, there was a prisoner of war camp, and then also there was an ammunition factory. So they supported the war with arms. But luckily enough, Bridgend was never affected, was never bombed like London was during World War II. And again, that's something also that we as Americans on that side of the water, aside from what went on in Pearl Harbor, were really not affected as so many of these families and generations ago were affected by World War II and Hitler and the Nazis. So blessed we were, and courageous they were as well. So that is this update on Wales, and I am going to add more to this video after I finish my coffee. See you in a bit. So here's an interesting fact. Normally this whole area would be been cut down by the council, by the government, so to speak. But in an effort to save the bumblebees and nature, they're actually allowing the plants to grow, to cultivate the bumblebees. So yeah, interesting. And you can see that all along cities and motorways as well. So I hope you have enjoyed this episode. If you have any suggestions or things that you'd like to know of me, from me, just let me know in the comment box below, because I do keep a list of items and subjects that you've requested, and I do my best to try and answer your questions. And that is it. I just want to leave you today with a bit of encouragement. This thing that we have, this life that we have, first of all, it's very, very short. So it's so important to make the most of it. But it really is just a game. It's a game that we're playing, and we have every opportunity to change the path and change the game that we're playing to become the best that we want to be. And it's only by making a decision to make a change do those changes happen. I hope that makes some sense. I wish everyone a good week. Stay well, everyone. And until my next video, you take care. Toodles.